Good morning, everyone. This is Jeanette with JB's Explore and More. This is day 3 of our trip to San Francisco. We are headed to breakfast down the street from our hotel at the Hollywood Cafe, I think it's called. And then we're going to Alcatraz. I've been there before, but Mom hasn't. And it's been quite a while since I've been there. So when I came last time, I didn't get video, but this time I will, if they allow that, hopefully. There are those driverless cars. There are a lot of those here. Waymo, they're called. We're going to try to take one of those later, just for the experience. It's a novelty. Some beautiful flowers. It's an overcast gray day, not too hot, not too cold. And I smell bacon. Thank you. Yummy. This looks delicious. I've got French toast with some bananas on it and some fresh fruit on the side. Where's mine? Where's mine?
Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. They're big as that.
Oh boy. That's why they were hanging out by the bread truck. These are some smart pigeons right here. Drop one right by my foot. I want to see if it comes close. Nope, won't come that close.
It's getting there.
Mom, the bird whisperer. How ironic that we're at a bread place and you're feeding pigeons bread. Bowden Sourdough Bakery.
It's getting there, Jeanette. Look, look. You gotta put your feet underneath there.
Oh my.
Yeah. There you go. Oh.
Feels like you're gonna fall.
I know. I don't think I'd like it. Woo.
Have fun.
Oh no. No. Oh.
Feels like you're falling backwards.
No, I wouldn't like it.
What a beautiful day down by the pier. We only have one more day left here, and I'll be sad when we leave. It's an exciting place with lots of cool architecture. A lot of people are walking this way. They're doing the same thing we're doing. They're all going to Pier 33, which is where you have to catch the ferry to get to Alcatraz. Are you scared, Mom? Are you scared?
No.
She said that Alcatraz gave her the heebie-jeebies. Oh, yeah, fresh fruit.
Yeah.
We just had a really good breakfast. We're full. This cruise does sell snacks. Okay, here we go. I'm not sure which one we're on, but we'll figure it out. We have a whole model of Alcatraz Island right here that tells about each thing. The island's original name. may have referred to the large number of gulls seen in 1775 by Spanish explorers. Your cell is subject to search at any time. Contraband items found will be confiscated and a disciplinary report will be placed against you. 1956. Alcatraz should be reserved for desperate or irredeemable types of individuals. Recognize anyone on this one? Alcatraz Power Model 1861 Rodman Cannon. Alcatraz began as a U.S. Army fort designed to defend San Francisco Bay. I did not know that. At the height of the Civil War, the fortified island held over 100 heavy cannon. The largest of these were the sleek Rodman guns on iron carriages.
On the island at the designated picnic area only. It's a nice green sun or two.
This is a 10-inch replica.
Finish it before you start going up the island. Only water is allowed up and down that island. If you don't have water, you can buy water over at the little surveyor.
This land is my land. This land is your land. Indian occupiers, Alcatraz. In November 1969, a group of American Indians calling themselves Indians of all tribes seized Alcatraz to highlight continuing grievances against the federal government. It was composed of progressive college students in California. They got a lot of media coverage, and after 19 months, the U.S. Marshals intervened to reclaim the government property, and the Indians were evicted in June 1971. Look at these beautiful flowers. Well, they're not flowers, they're plants.
And stick it in the comment box. It looks like that.
That one's humongous.
Who likes gum? Oh, come on. I know everybody likes gum. Big gum, bubble gum. Yeah. Gum is not allowed on my island. Not only for the safety of the baby birds, of which we just had one of our biggest nesting seasons, so there will be a lot of baby birds.
Correctional officers. Al Capone says, "It looks like Alcatraz has got me licked." Escape attempts. Despite 24-hour surveillance, bone-chilling water, and rapid currents, 36 inmates attempted to escape from The Rock. Remember that movie, The Rock? These men plotted to break out using a variety of tools and tactics, some escaping from outside work areas and others from within the cell blocks. During 14 separate escape attempts, 7 prisoners were shot and killed, 2 drowned, 2 made it to land but were immediately recaptured, and 5 disappeared. These 5 men are presumed dead, though some believe they survived. If you ever saw that movie with Clint Eastwood, Escape from Alcatraz, it's very good. Free fans here, but geez, I don't think we're going to need those today. Island ecology display. Lots of material to read about while you're waiting, which is nice. Nice little seating area out here. Home and community. Families who live there on the island. I can't even imagine. Break the rules and you go to prison. Break the prison rules and you go to Alcatraz. 75,000 acres. Oh, part of the Golden Gate National Recreation Area. Here we go for our 15-minute boat ride. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can we,
Welcome aboard.
can we go upstairs?
Yeah, either way, after
Okay.
we get upstairs.
Oh, oops, excuse me. You can't go all the way to the front of the boat on this level.
You see it?
I do.
Anybody sitting next to you?
That it?
You'll walk in the footsteps of
Yeah.
America's most dangerous criminals
No.
and the men who guarded them. Hear their voices and experience their daily lives when you tour the federal penitentiary. Although it's known as the Rock, you'll be amazed at the island's natural beauty. Discover the secrets of its historic gardens. And keep an eye out for abundant bird life.
God. It's beautiful.
But also, be on the lookout for the remains of a Civil War fort. A 19th century stronghold that protected San Francisco Bay from potential invaders. And even after the notorious penitentiary closed, Alcatraz continued to make history. In 1969, in a bid for political recognition, American Indians claimed Alcatraz. Locate the signs of their occupation. Alcatraz. It's so much more than just a prison. As we approach Alcatraz, please note this important information about your time on the island today. Activities on Alcatraz include ranger-led programs, docent and volunteer-guided walks, a self-guiding trail, and orientation video. Native American occupation videos, and a recorded cell house tour. You will find directions to these activities at the top and in your information block. Smoking, eating, and drinking are allowed only at the dock. Bottled water is allowed on the rest of the island and is available for purchase on the boat and on Alcatraz. Food service is available only on the ferry. Please be aware that there are dangers on Alcatraz, including uneven walking surfaces, steep hills, and hazardous closed areas. Entry into closed areas is a violation of federal law. It's important to note that to reach parts of the island and the cell house on foot, you will encounter steep grades and a distance equivalent to a 13-story climb. Unable to make this route due to health reasons, an accessible tram called the seat is available to users. Because seating is very limited, so you don't get rid of with health conditions. Seating is very fresh faces.
Not a very long boat ride. 15 minutes. Getting closer.
When you feel it's your chance to escape the run, come back down to the landing. Board any vessel departing from here will take you back to Pier 33 in San Francisco. Vessels depart roughly every 30 minutes. Enjoy.
What?
Our Ringo's got a screen over his face.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Woo. No, who?
Whatever his name was. The guy that played, well, boy.
George who?
No, the one that played Star Wars. George Harrison.
Picard? Picard?
No. The one that played in Star Wars. He wasn't Luke, he was Desmond. Harrison Ford.
Oh.
Harrison Ford had a picture of him as the captain of the boat today.
Oh, that's funny.
That was funny, I laughed.
I did not see that.
Ranger Eleanor. And on behalf of the National
Okay,
Park
now,
Service, I'd like to welcome you to Alcatraz. We're part of the National Parks, we're part of the Golden Gate National Recreation Area. As such, we do have a lot of cultural and natural resources here on the islands that we do need to protect. So we got some rules for you to follow today. I will say the flies are not one of those cultural or natural resources, so please kill as many flies as you like. But other than that, I got 4 rules for you to follow today. The first rule, all about eating and drinking. Eating and drinking is only allowed right here on the dock. Please no food or drink anywhere else on the island. We do have some picnic tables over yonder if you want to sit down and have a snack, but please do not have any food or drink anywhere else on the island. The only exception to this rule is bottled water. You are allowed to have bottled water on the rest of the island. Do highly encourage you to drink water while you're here on the island today. And the second rule for you to follow today is please, if you need to smoke or vape, only smoke and vape in our designated area, which can be located right behind the building over there. Please only smoke and vape in that designated area, nowhere else on the dock, nowhere else on the island. And the third rule for you to follow today is please only stay in open and accessible areas. Please do not go past chained off areas, fenced off areas, closed doors. Those places are chained off, closed off for a reason, and that reason is your safety. So please only stay in open and accessible areas. Now the fourth and final rule for you today is please do not take anything from the island. Please do not take a piece of the rock home with you. So please leave all rocks, all rangers, all birds. We are a bird sanctuary. Please try not to steal our birds. But please leave everything where you found it. Do not take a piece of that rock home with you. Again, the only exception to this rule are those flies. Please take as many flies home as you like. They will probably try and follow you there anyways.
Flies.
Flies, it drives horses crazy.
Tons of flies on Alcatraz.
Will this Wi-Fi back down
But
here?
there's
Anymore?
a
So I'll just
season.
come back until I get home.
They come in October.
So I wonder if all the flies were here when the prisoners were here.
Probably. Wouldn't that be the terrible?
Yeah.
Pretty season, pretty garden things.
So you know what you're looking at? So you can fan the flies?
Theater, exhibits, bookstore, cell house, straight ahead. Whew, it's a steep incline, but not as steep as Lombard Street. This would be a good picture right here. Military guardhouse in Sallyport, 1857 to 1901. Nice breeze. Fort Mason Ordnance Yard, 1864. Wow, look at my hand compared to the size of that 1861 cannon shell. That looks like a bowling ball. These are the kind of skinny windows that they would shoot guns and cannons out of, I'm sure. Long and skinny. This is a flank defense howitzer. The Sallyport. A lot of the structures are closed for your safety. Crumbling old brick.
Man, that's a mess.
This burned out structure had a fire at one time. I remember that from when I was here before. Yeah, look down below. Jeez. You have to wonder how the sea salt does on the bricks too. Eroding it. Well, Cell House Audio Tour is up and to the left, Mom. But let's check this one out first. The Officers Club. It was the Penitentiary Social Hall from 1934 to 1963. Ugh, wow. No floor anymore. But imagine going back all those years and hearing the laughter and the voices and the clanking of dishes and glasses, I'm sure. The social club. Okay, the Officers Club burned down in 1970 and it also had a bowling alley inside of it. So in addition to the laughter and talking and clanking of dishes, there were bowling balls. Interesting plants. You can find beauty everywhere, even at a prison. This is where my mom would have worked at the power plant, because that's where she worked before she retired. A power plant. Fire engine. Hard to see through the glass. Maybe I can do this. Better shots. Penitentiary Laundry and Industries building. Okay, when I was here before, I don't think this part was open. I think this is new. I'm not going to read all of this stuff. Let's take a gander inside the rooms. Take a peek. Looks like they had to reinforce that ceiling. Wow, what a trip. Smells weird in here. Theodore Cole. He doesn't look very friendly. In 1937, two convicted bank robbers, Ralph Rowe and Theodore Cole, escaped from the Model Industries building. The two men cut through bars in the mat shop and floated off into the fog of the frigid bay. Their bodies were never recovered. In 1938, 3 inmates attempting to escape killed an unarmed guard in the Metal Industries building with a hammer. These events illustrated the need to construct a more secure building. Okay, that's creepy, knowing that somebody was murdered here. Another person tried to escape. Pilfered pieces of army uniforms arriving to be laundered until he had a complete set. This took him nearly 10 years. Wow, 10 years. That's some dedication. He removed his prison coveralls and walked onto an army ship dressed as a technical sergeant. He was discovered missing at the next prisoner count, and prison officials caught him when the ship docked on Angel Island. Can you believe how depressed he would be after trying to plan that for 10 years? Sarge, as the other prisoners called him, spent 3 years in solitary confinement. We have Al Capone, Machine Gun Kelly, the 1962 escape based on the Clint Eastwood movie, mobster Mickey Cohen, and the Birdman. 17 years on Alcatraz in solitary confinement. Wow, that's terrible. This is a new exhibit. Okay, off to the cell blocks we go. So pretty. This little building was the morgue, 1910 to 1963, where they stored the bodies. If you come to Alcatraz, you have to be in somewhat good shape because there are a lot of very steep inclines that you have to climb up. Death on the Rock. Although death on the island was seldom, both the U.S. military and Federal Bureau of Prisons had to deal with the inescapable reality of death. On Alcatraz, the military in 1910 constructed the morgue to store the bodies of the deceased. Built at the entrance to the Civil War era tunnel, the thick brick-lined walls that once kept gunpowder cool and dry became ideal for holding bodies. Who is buried here? It's sandstone, so it does not lend well to burials. Soldiers who died here were buried on Angel Island. I don't think anybody's buried here. So yeah, see, this is another steep incline, and we've already done 2 of these to get to this point. Mom's having a little bit of trouble with it. I think they do have a little golf cart that they will drive you up if you request it. You found a bracelet?
Yeah. Made out of silver leather.
Cell house entrance.
Yes, it's nice.
They let them smoke in prison? In their cell? Huh. George Heck, Alcatraz, 619. Transferred to McNeil Island, 1952. He did kidnapping. In 1949, while still as an inmate at Alcatraz, he did these paintings. Where's the bed? Tour narrators, different correctional officers. Okay, so this is where the bed would have been. Very, very cramped spaces, and I thought my dorm room was small. I'm listening to an audio tour while I'm doing this. All of the cells look the same, except for the ones they decorated. Alcatraz opened in 1934. Okay, this is the area prisoners called Times Square, and they're saying turn left. Holy cow, I can't, there's like people everywhere, it's hard to maneuver. Okay, it's also difficult to keep up with the narration. This is the recreation yard.
Supposed to be going through that D block.
Recreation yard where the prisoners could go to play games or get some fresh air outside. We actually missed this on the first go around, so we came back. Gotta get my money's worth. Watch your step here, Mom. Okay, it's a pretty big area with some built-in bench seats where prisoners could sit. They could see the bridge off in the distance. D block. This was solitary confinement area. Oh, they have a lot of this sectioned off. Three tiers of cells. Unruly prisoners stayed in their cells 24 hours a day. They were only allowed out once a week for a shower and exercise. They're the best and roomiest state-of-the-art cells, but it was cold, damp. The wind would blow through here. The Birdman. He was a suicidal, homicidal maniac who was fluent in 3 languages. What is that? Is that a real person? Ooh, yikes. These were for the worst criminals right here. They have a door in front of the cell. Yikes. This is creepy. Somebody actually did graffiti in here? Oops, sorry. Wow. Creepy, creepy, creepy. Hmm. It's just telling me to walk in here.
We didn't start at the same time.
Yeah, mine was still in the hole when I couldn't hear. This is the this is the library, the bookshelves, a radiator. Okay, this box was so that prisoners could plug in earphones to listen to radio programs. There it is. At nighttime, they would have a musical hour. They called this Pekin Place, the prisoners. You can see a view of the city through this little window. This was the Great Escape, when men used spoons in their vents and then they made paper mache heads so that it would look like they were still in bed. And they made their great escape.
Usually not the holes in the wall.
Okay, we're making our way down the cell block to the dining hall. There are a lot of people here today. It's a little difficult to maneuver. So this prison only housed about 275 people. That's fewer than my graduating class in high school. A lot of the toilets are all crumbled. They didn't stand the test of time. This is the dining hall. So I'm going to start my audio tour again.
It never come on.
3 meals a day. The men thought the food was the best in the federal prison. Tear gas canisters were mounted in the ceiling in case of trouble. They were never used. Let's see what was on the menu. March 21st, 1963. Some assorted dry cereals, steamed wheat, scrambled eggs, fresh milk, stewed fruit, toast, bread, butter, and coffee. That sounds pretty good. And the knives that they hung on the wall, they had outlines or silhouettes so that they could immediately tell if one was missing. Apparently some knives did disappear and 3 or 4 men were killed from the kitchenware. A familiar pop slap is how the inmates described it. March 21st, 1963, the last prisoners left Alcatraz because Robert F. Kennedy, who was a senator at the time, declared Alcatraz too decomposed for people to be here because of all the wind and rain. So it was closed down. Jim Quillen, he was sentenced, or Jim Quillen, and then it says John down here. Is that a typo? Jim Quillen wrote his autobiography, Alcatraz from Inside, My Memories of Childhood During the Time We Were Together as a Family. Oh, that's a whole quote. He was a habitual runaway, sentenced to reform school, sentenced to 45 years in federal prison for robbing and kidnapping at the age of 21. Yeah, so they have a typo there. They call him Jim and then John. This was the warden's house from 1934 to 1963. Whoa. Nice view of the city up here. The lighthouse, which is still in operation today, says 1909 to present. In search of a restroom. Oh boy, there's a long line. Gosh, we're going to be walking through a dark tunnel. Hope a car doesn't come. That's where the gremlins live. The goblins. Ooh, spooky. Yeah, this is different. Glad we came this way. Indian land. This is a new exhibit, I think. What is your Alcatraz. Fill out a card and put it on the corkboard. What are these little things? Like little cloth things. Something that would make you stand up and march down the streets. There aren't any more cards. Somebody said, fight for our freedom. Okay, Mom put 2 of these up here to represent us, even though we don't have a card.
We were here. Kilroy was here.
Very cool doorway. Whew.
What?
Feather dispel.
What are these weird doors?
They're cool looking.
Ancient things.
I love these doors.
Were you the last one up there?
I think we're the last ones, yep.
All righty.
I was waiting for you to say all ashore.
All ashore.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
All these ladies people stand.
Man, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. All ashore.
I'm the last one off the boat.
Last one off the boat.
I brought everybody's fans that too late to pick them up.
That's why America is the way it is. So much laziness.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like that about 60 years ago.
All right, Mom. So we made it off of Alcatraz. Now we're going for a cable car ride. What did you think of Alcatraz?
I liked it. It was interesting.
Interesting?
Yeah.
What was the highlight?
Seeing the cells.
The cells?
Yeah, going in the actual prison.
Yeah.
Seeing how the people lived and stuff. And
First prison you've ever been to?
yeah, first one I've ever been inside of.
Yeah.
They don't usually let you inside of a prison.
Okay. Now we're going to go hop on a cable car and get a little tour of the city.
Yeah.